Well, assuming that you have, perfect monitors and you're playing really well and everything's going really, just optimum, it'd be interesting to know what the feeling in your head is. Is it, happy?
Well, it's just a mixture of every emotion that I've ever experienced. It's everything. It's anger, it's death, and absolute total bliss, As happy as I've ever been when I was a carefree child running around throwing rocks at cops. I mean, it's just everything. I mean, every song feels different. And also just the vibe I feel from the audience. I mean, a lot of times I'll be going through the motions and then I'll look up at the audience and realize that they're really enjoying themselves. And that makes me happy.
Think this band's gonna last into the next decade? You think it'll hang around that long?
I don't want it to, but it might. It all depends on how good the songs are, I mean, I was surprised to find us working together as such a unit lately. I mean, we actually wrote a song together and it turned out to be pretty good. That's hardly ever happened. Most of the time it's been up to me. But I don't know how much more I can do with Dave and Chris and my guitar sound and my voice, I'd really like to play with other people, but it's almost impossible to find people that you can get along with and people that think on the same level as you do musically. That's why it's so easy to play songs with Courtney. Every time we jam on something, we write a great song. It's weird. Because she's a person who takes command and isn't afraid to be the leader. And when you got two leaders together, it works out really well. I would love to be able to just play with other people and create something new. I would rather do that than stay in Nirvana. It's sad to think what the state of rock and roll will be in 20 years from now. It just seems like when rock and roll is dead, the whole world's gonna explode, And it's already so rehashed and so plagiarized that it's barely alive now, It's disgusting. I mean, kids really don't even care about rock and roll as much as they used to, as the other generations have. It's already turned into nothing but a fashion statement and an identity for kids to use. It's a tool for them to fuck and have a social life. And at that point, I really can't see music being of any importance to a teenager, really. I think they'll use sounds and tones and use it in their virtual reality machines and just listen to it that way and get the same emotions from it, and then go to a party. There'll be a virtual reality machine there with a whole bunch of headphones, and if you want to talk to people and listen to the virtual reality machine, you can do that and go into the other bedroom and fuck and drink. But actually, I think virtual reality machines will actually get you high. Technology would be that good. And then there'll be like virtual reality junkies, finding them dead on their couch from ODing. Dying in general, or dying from drugs. I've thought about dying all my life like any normal person. I thought about killing myself for so long because of my stomach thing that I didn't give a fuck if I was going to die or not. If I was going to blow my head off with a gun, I may as well take the risk of dying from drugs.
Is yours a sad story?
No. Not really. I mean, it's nothing that's amazing or anything new, that's for sure.
Well,
no, it's not. I mean, I'm a product of a fucking spoiled America, I mean, think of how much worse my family life could be if I grew up in another country, in a depression or so many worse things that happen besides a divorce, I was just have been brooding and belly aching about something that I couldn't have, which is a family, a solid family unit, for too long. You know, I've grown out of it now. I'm glad that I could share it with kids who have had the same experiences, you know. Overall, it's sad that two people can't, if they choose to marry one another and have children, that they can't at least get along. It amazes me that people who think that they're in love with one another can't even pretend or at least have enough courtesy for their children to talk to one another civilly when they have to see each other just every once in a while when they pick the kids up from the visit, you know.
Kurt,
Yeah.
when you come upstairs,